I mentioned this before we kicked off with the show, the pros and cons of Upland being engaged in the community. Now, we've kind of seen some of the cons, like we mentioned, the whole Twitter fiasco. I mentioned that X1 was getting, jumped on from all angles in Upland General this morning. I don't know. Does anybody want to chime in on that? I think Upland is it's almost unique in the fact that it is so open. All of the management team, all of the CMs, everything, they fully engage in the community. I certainly don't see that in any other mobile games that I play. I certainly don't see that in any of the other investment platforms that I engage in. So
I think it's amazing. I think that the engagement they have on Discord and Twitter, a lot of places will just ban you right off the bat. I've been in a lot of projects where if you put the smallest bit of FUD, they'll just ban you. And Upland gives you so many chances. They're not gonna take personal attacks, which they shouldn't. That's disgusting. That's whatever.
Or vague threats and things like that.
I think that they're also approachable. Like if you did mess up, you can go to them and apologize and do better and turn over a new leaf. They've given plenty of people more than one chance. There's just so many chances they can give them. But yeah, a lot of like D-Tech a lot of the time pride gets in the way on the user's part. Frail egos get in the way. I think people need to find a venting partner and like, just because it's you want to, like, you get that aggression. I get it. It's normal. It's very normal to get that. Like, I vent to Ben vents to me, I vent to others. Like, just don't put it in public, until
it's been through a filter. Like, there's been plenty of times where I've written, especially like in the lead up and all of the delays we had with the outdoor decor, there's plenty of times I wrote up like just absolute roasting DMs or whatever. And then, you take it away or you send it to somebody else, and, they can look at things from a devil's advocate perspective. You really have to go out of your way to get, perma banned.
Yeah.
But for Upland, I just really wonder, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Well, I'm looking in the general chat in Upland, and I feel like it's ended on a really good note. So like all this aggression and stuff has actually been, calmed down a lot just by X1 coming in and just kind of like sharing and back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody else want to chime in? Is Upland being so engaged and open to interactions with the community? Is the juice worth the squeeze for them from their perspective?
I think it's awesome. Oh, go ahead, Nosif.
No, go ahead, Steve. Okay. No, I mean, like, if they have plans to decentralize at some point, they really have to include the community at the first place. Otherwise, like the I don't know, the sauce. They can't make the sauce. It's a really complex balance between, as Dirk mentioned it in the London meetup. It's a really hard, really sensible balance between decentralization and centralization, and it takes a lot of skills to achieve that. And I think if we were in the team, we will see that like in another all other perspective, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know, but yeah, that's my guess.
Yes. All right. Over to you, CJ.
Yeah, I think he made some great points. When you have more liberty there's a lot, you got to take more of the bad with the good, whenever, it's almost like communism in a point, you don't have that much freedom, but it's going to save face in a lot of instances,
Yeah.
And I mean, I love the fact that you actually feel like you can have a voice and be heard and really contribute. Now, do people abuse that? Yes. Do they take it for granted? Yes. But to really see the beauty of it, I mean, like you said, I mean, how many things are you involved with where you really have this close of interaction and engagement with the team and the groups? I mean, that's really an amazing gift in a sense. I mean, but it's really how things need to go, with decentralization and in that direction. And when they're at the forefront of so many frontiers and kind of paving that way, it's not going to be as graceful as many people think it should be, because it's easy to comment on it while someone else is doing it. But when you get in the heat of it and doing it, it's a whole different ball game. So I say kudos, and the patience and just all of it. I think it's really awesome.
That's a good point. And C3 in chat has said Upland's team values every single user because anyone can have genius and super simple idea for them to implement, like send sales. Someone asked in general chat, and we have it now. Yeah, but we did ask for send sales like 3 years ago, so there is an aspect of that too. So, anybody else want to chime in?
There's one thing I want to say real quick. If you see a buddy getting extra passionate in chat, send them a DM and say, hey, pal, do you want to do a one-on-one talk, vent to me or something? I have actually did that to a few people this past week, and it was very helpful. They thanked me. If you see me doing that, please do the same, because it's like, so yeah, go ahead. So you said
it wasn't this week, Cheese, but you've done it to me more than once, and I would have been. I was ripping mad. Cheese is like, hey, would you like to talk about it, Puppet?
Yeah, let's go in voice, or let's go in there. Like, a venting buddy is so good to have, because in the heat of the moment, you just want to be heard, right? You just want to be heard, and sometimes you get to a point where you don't know what you're saying, right? So might as well you just do that in private, get it all out, you feel better, and then you go out into the public.
I agree. I think there's a feeling too of not being alone. When I feel like I missed out on a sale or I missed out on something, it does feel better to know somebody else. Misery loves company, right?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, we know that the community is one of the major strengths of this whole thing. So yeah, it's important to utilize that when and where you can. It's also important, I think, to have a diverse viewpoint. Like some of these full-on fudsters, they get themselves in little echo chambers of just, it's a tornado into the abyss where they just fuel each other's fires, and sometimes you need an outside perspective.
Yeah, and if I may just add like a point, it's there is another thing, like it's really crazy in Upland. If you even get banned from the general, there is so many other communities that are relying, like all the news, etc. So like to really be kicked out from the whole Upland community, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. As I said, you really have to go out of your way for a sustained period to get perma-banned. Yeah. Yes.
I think they just need to hire Morecheese and be like, I was picturing like a Italian like mafioso. How about you not do that? How about we could talk about it? Let's step around the corner.
My office,
Hey, come on.
I'll be the Upland guidance counselor. Oh my God.
That's funny. Yes.
I'd get like so many nightmares.
New meta venture opportunity. Yeah. Community counseling headquarters in every city coming soon.